Imagine a dusty tomb, hidden for thousands of years in the ancient lands of Israel. Now, a group of daring explorers decides to open it. Legends suggest that this tomb could be the final resting place of the prophet Yusuf, also known as Joseph, whose story is characterized by betrayal, forgiveness, and unwavering faith. In Israel, a group of explorers has uncovered a hidden tomb buried deep underground. The tomb is ancient, mysterious, and unlike anything they've ever seen. Markings, symbols carved long ago by people whose names have faded with time, cover the entrance. The air feels heavy, almost sacred as they step closer. Then, inside the dark tomb, they discover something as awe-inspiring, a row of stone coffins known as ossuaries. Carefully carved, each ossuary displays a name in ancient script: Yusuf, son of Jacob. The explorers call in scientists, archaeologists, and historians to study every part of the tomb. They examine the carvings and symbols, trying to understand what they mean. They carefully collect samples from the coffins, looking for DNA that might help confirm if these bones belong to Prophet Yusuf or his family. As they dig deeper, they start asking questions. What if this tomb not only holds Yusuf, but also other members of his family? Could they find evidence of his father, Jacob, or his brothers who betrayed him? Every clue they uncover could teach us something new about Yusuf's life and the world he lived in thousands of years ago. Every detail they uncover, every symbol they decode, could bring the story of Prophet Yusuf to life in a way no one has ever imagined. This isn't just about bones and stones. It's about rediscovering a legacy that has shaped the hearts of millions for generations. Prophet Yusuf, revered in both the Bible and the Quran, is not just a historical figure. He is a symbol of hope, resilience, and divine wisdom. The prospect of discovering his tomb excites both believers and skeptics. But without hard evidence, the discovery remains a tantalizing mystery. The team understands that proving this is his tomb would require meticulous scientific analysis. The 1980 discovery of the tombs caused a stir in the archaeological world, yet it remained unexplored at the time. Now, decades later, a renewed investigation is underway. Inside the burial site, they find stone coffins, ossuaries, with inscriptions that could rewrite history. At the same time, historians analyze the inscriptions, symbols, and layout of the tomb, cross-referencing them with ancient texts. The tomb's construction style, materials, and geographic location all point to the 1st century CE, a period that aligns with what is known of the Yusuf era. But even as evidence builds, the team must tread carefully. A discovery of this magnitude has implications that extend far beyond the scientific world. It strikes at the very heart of faith. The tension between faith and science grows with every new finding. The ossuaries, carved with rare symbols, suggest connections to an ancient Jewish burial tradition. One particularly striking symbol, a circle with intersecting lines, appears to hold deeper meaning. While some believe it represents divine protection, others suggest it could mark a significant lineage, perhaps Yusuf's connection to a royal or priestly family. In the middle of this delicate balance between belief and evidence, the explorers press on. They know their findings could unite people across cultures and religions. Christianity, Islam, and Judaism all share Yusuf's story, making him a figure of global significance. But they also understand that the truth, whatever it may be, could ignite controversy and force people to reconsider long-held beliefs. One of the first puzzles the team must solve is the ossuary markings. These aren't random scratches. They are deliberate, carefully etched symbols and letters that have survived centuries of erosion. Some bear ancient Hebrew writing, while others display Greek characters, indicating a blend of diverse cultural influences. Historians suggest that the symbols could represent protection or lineage, connecting the tomb's occupants to a significant heritage. The inscriptions themselves reveal names that seem almost too familiar. Alongside Yusuf are references to Jacob and Maria, which correspond to known figures from both religious and historical texts. While these names were common in the 1st century, the clustering of them in a single tomb raises eyebrows. Statistics weigh in, calculating the probability of such a combination occurring by chance. The tomb itself adds another layer of mystery. The tomb boasts sophisticated architecture, featuring multiple chambers and deep niches for the ossuaries. It suggests the occupants held a position of importance. Archaeologists analyze the craftsmanship, noting that the style aligns with Jewish burial practices from the 1st century CE. Every measurement and every carving tells a story of people who valued ritual and legacy. Among the most striking features is the facade of the tomb, marked with intricate designs. These details suggest that the tomb may have served as a family burial site for generations. If this is true, then the tomb occupants likely shared a deep connection, one rooted in bloodlines and tradition. Yusuf's story is believed to have unfolded during the Middle Bronze Age, around 1700–1500 BCE. This was a time of great change in the ancient Near East, with powerful civilizations like Egypt and Mesopotamia shaping much of the known world. Egypt, where he rose to prominence, was likely under the rule of the Hyksos, a foreign dynasty known for their Semitic origins, which aligns with his background. The mention of symbols and inscriptions in the tomb provides further insight. In this era, symbols often carried deep spiritual significance. Stars, chevrons, and other carvings may have represented divine protection or lineage. The circle and line patterns found in the tomb resonate with ancient Semitic and Egyptian motifs, blending cultural influences from the region. Religious scriptures provide essential clues about Yusuf's historical significance. The Bible, in the book of Genesis, dedicates a significant portion to his life, describing him as a man of faith who forgave his brothers and reconciled his family. The Quran says Surah Yusuf tells the story in even greater detail, portraying him as a model of integrity and resilience. His rise from a slave to the Pharaoh's trusted advisor exemplifies divine intervention and the power of unwavering belief. Yet beneath the surface of this monumental finding lies a web of conflicts and political tensions. The region where the tomb was unearthed, modern-day Israel, is a landscape shaped by centuries of disputes over land, identity, and religion. These issues, combined with the potential implications of such a discovery, have created a highly charged atmosphere. This is not the first time archaeological findings have fueled such debates. In the past, discoveries in Jerusalem, the West Bank, and surrounding areas have ignited disagreements among religious and political groups. Some perceive these discoveries as confirmation of their historical claims to the land. For others, they represent an attempt to rewrite history in favor of a particular narrative. Prophet Yusuf's tomb, if proven authentic, could become a focal point for these broader tensions. Jewish groups may view it as evidence of the biblical patriarch's connection to the land, strengthening their historical ties to Israel. Meanwhile, Muslim communities who honor him as a prophet may see the site as an Islamic treasure deserving protection and reverence. These competing perspectives could easily escalate into disputes over ownership, control, and access. The region's political landscape complicates matters further. Israel's archaeological institutions often operate within a framework of national interest, emphasizing discoveries that support Jewish historical claims to the land. This approach has drawn criticism from Palestinian authorities and international observers, who argue that it marginalizes other cultural and historical narratives. Israelis and Palestinians could turn the tomb into a flashpoint if it is located in a disputed area. Both sides might claim the discovery as part of their heritage, leading to disputes over its excavation and preservation. Moreover, international organizations like UNESCO could become involved, adding another layer of complexity to the situation. The fear is that these tensions could escalate into physical confrontations. Sites of historical and religious significance in the region have often been at the center of violent clashes. The potential for the tomb to become a flashpoint is a real concern for both local authorities and the international community. The Bible provides the earliest references to the tomb, describing its significance in Jewish tradition. The book of Joshua, Joshua 24:32, records that the Israelites finally buried Joseph's bones in Shechem after carrying them out of Egypt during the Exodus. This burial fulfilled Joseph's dying wish, as recorded in Genesis 50:25, to have his remains returned to the land promised to his ancestors. For Jews, the tomb of Joseph represents a direct connection to the patriarchs and their covenant with God. Joseph's story is a testament to divine providence, and his burial site is a reminder of the enduring bond between the Jewish people and their ancestral homeland. Over the centuries, the tomb has been a site of prayer and reflection, particularly for those seeking inspiration from Joseph's resilience and faithfulness in times of hardship. Under Islamic rule during the medieval period, the site continued to attract pilgrims and gained recognition in Islamic texts as a sacred space. Muslim scholars and travelers, such as al-Muqaddasi in the 10th century, noted the tomb's importance and described its enduring role as a place of veneration for followers of multiple faiths. Nestled in the heart of the West Bank, the site traditionally identified as the Tomb of Joseph lies on the outskirts of Nablus, a city steeped in history and religious significance. This geographical location is not random, but rich with biblical and cultural connections, making it a focal point for Jewish, Christian, Muslim, and Samaritan traditions. Surrounded by dramatic natural landscapes and historical landmarks, the tomb occupies a unique position in a region where the ancient and the modern coexist. Nablus, one of the oldest cities in the region, was historically known as Shechem in biblical times. It has been a key site for trade, culture, and religious worship for millennia, tracing its origins back to the Canaanite period. Positioned at the crossroads of major trade routes, Shechem became a central location in the narratives of the Bible. Today, Nablus continues to serve as a bustling urban center, balancing its ancient heritage with modern life. The tomb of Joseph sits just outside the city limits, adding a quiet, contemplative space to an otherwise lively area. Its proximity to Nablus ensures that the site is accessible to pilgrims and visitors who travel there to connect with the story of Joseph, a figure revered across religious traditions. Mount Gerizim and Mount Ebal, two significant landmarks, sandwich the tomb in a valley. Biblical tradition deeply connects these mountains, referring to Mount Gerizim as the Mountain of Blessings and Mount Ebal as the Mountain of Curses in the Book of Deuteronomy. Together, these twin peaks form a natural amphitheater that frames the valley, creating a dramatic and sacred setting for the tomb. Mount Gerizim holds particular importance for the Samaritans, who regard it as the true holy mountain of Israel. To this day, the Samaritan community conducts religious ceremonies on its slopes, adding another layer of significance to the surrounding area. Meanwhile, Mount Ebal, with its stark and rugged terrain, provides a contrasting backdrop that underscores the symbolic balance between blessing and curse, central themes in the biblical narrative. More than just a geographical feature, the valley between these two mountains carries a spiritual resonance. The Israelites renewed their covenant with God after entering the Promised Land in this valley, and the tomb of Joseph adds to its long history of sacred events. Another key feature near the tomb is Jacob's Well, a site associated with Jacob, Joseph's father, and considered one of the most authentic biblical locations in the Holy Land. According to legend, Jacob dug and gave Joseph this well. The well holds a significant position in Christian history, serving as the site where Jesus allegedly addressed the Samaritan woman in the Gospel of John. The proximity of Jacob's well to the tomb adds a familial and spiritual connection to the site. Visitors to the area often visit both locations, reflecting on the continuity of the biblical narratives that tie these landmarks together. If you find the Joseph story meaningful and if these timeless lessons resonate with you, consider supporting our channel by hitting the Super Thanks button below. By contributing, you're helping us continue sharing powerful stories and insights that inspire and spark reflection. The surrounding region is a patchwork of olive groves, rolling hills, and fertile plains, providing a setting that feels timeless. The natural beauty of the valley, combined with the deep religious significance of its landmarks, creates a space that inspires reflection and reverence. This landscape has witnessed countless generations of worship, conflict, and renewal, making it a powerful reminder of the enduring connection between humanity and the land. Despite its serene appearance, the geographical location of the tomb of Joseph has not been free from conflict. The site lies within the West Bank, a region marked by ongoing political and territorial disputes. Control over the tomb has shifted over time, with access often becoming a point of tension between communities. Yet, the tomb's geographical position as a place of spiritual importance continues to draw people from all faiths, underscoring its universal significance. The tomb of Joseph is more than an ancient burial site. It is a testament to shared faith, history, and humanity. Nestled in the valley near Mount Gerizim and Mount Ebal, this sacred space bridges the past and present, carrying the weight of centuries-old stories that resonate across Judaism, Christianity, Islam, and Samaritanism. Prophet Yusuf's journey from betrayal to forgiveness teaches enduring lessons of resilience and hope. The tomb stands as a symbol of unity, inspiring those who visit to reflect on the values that transcend boundaries: faith, forgiveness, and redemption. Though surrounded by political tensions, its significance remains universal, a call to embrace the shared heritage that connects us all. Thank you for watching. Come be part of our community by subscribing to the channel. See you in the next video.